There we go.
Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my technology today. Oh, I have like a lot of weird like Harry Potter stuff that I get as gifts a lot. Well, I wish I could sing on a level like Adele, you know?
Oh,
I feel
gotcha.
like
Yeah.
I sing in my shower and stuff. I'm not very good, but if I were able to sing, I want it to be like amazing. Then I would never shut up. I'm singing an Adele song, I get frustrated. I'm like, why don't I sound like that? It's like I love quirky things, like anything that just feels eclectic or like cool in
Yeah.
the moment. I'll get it and put it in my house and try to make it fit somewhere. My name is Amanda Powell. I am a senior experience designer at Target, and I work on both content strategy and UX UI. So I do a lot of the content strategy for multicultural campaigns like Black Beyond Measure, Mosque K Pride, and then working on the ANA and VR stuff for Target. Been doing that around 5 years. I met Heather through Black Ignite, and I love to share my experiences around accessibility to being visually impaired and chronically ill. That's a big part of my story, and I was scared to share it for a long time. And so I'm also a part of the advisory board at Target for their Disability and Mental Health Business Council, why I help bring more exposure to people with disabilities here at Target and our guests, kind of highlighting the struggles they go through, but also how we are just like everyone else. So have us included, have us at the table. So very excited for today.
Maybe do the fun questions first and just get to know you.
Yeah, I had a chance to look through them and I'm glad I did because I was like, oh, that's a good one. I gotta really like think about that.
Have a favorite type of cuisine and which?
Korean or Italian? And I know it could be very different, but I love anything that has really bold flavors, and those are mine that I could eat like every week for sure.
One of your favorite places in your city and why?
So I am in Atlanta, Georgia. I definitely forgot to mention that, but one of my favorite places is the Fox Theater. I love musical theater and anything to do with Broadway, and it's one of our historical buildings. So I'm super into architecture. So anytime I go there, I feel just like super happy and like in my place.
What's your favorite spot in your house, in your home?
I would have to say my living room. I spent a long time decorating it. It took me like 3 months to get my couch. So I really took my time with every single piece. So I'm always there.
Talent or a skill you wish you had, and bonus or something you don't like, maybe people don't know that you have a secret talent for.
Ooh. I know all the random facts. Like anytime my team has trivia, I always win. Or we had like a Christmas music trivia and I would get the song in like one or two notes. I wish I could sing like Adele or Mariah Carey. Like I would sing all the time, but I can't even hold a note for sure. Singing an Adele song, I get frustrated. I'm like, why don't I sound like that? Or why am I not hitting that note? And it's like you aren't talented in that way.
You listen to yourself like on a video of you trying to sing and you're like, oh my gosh, why don't I
Oh no, I don't think I could ever do that. I would be like, delete. If I were able to sing, I want it to be like amazing. Then I would never shut up. That's probably why I can't sing.
Okay, who's your favorite superhero?
Scarlet Witch from WandaVision. I love that one so much. And when I see her in Doctor Strange, I always get so excited.
Place you want to travel to?
Italy. That is on my list this year, like northern Italy. I just want to live my like old money lifestyle. I don't know.
Favorite animated show or movie? Or both?
Oh, the Aristocats. A lot of people don't know that one, but I love that movie.
Yes.
That's my favorite.
The coolest nostalgic thing you own or used to own. Just share
I
your
have a
generation.
90s version of Pretty Pretty Princess, and it's a it's a board game from the 90s where you spin it and you would like put on a tiara or you put on a necklace. But I used to play all the time with my dad, and I
Oh,
saw it a couple months ago, like the 90s old school version because they redid the designs. I was like, I have to get this. So that is probably one of my favorite things I own. I wish I had Bop It Extreme. I tried to find it on Amazon a
I had
couple
one of
of months ago.
those.
Oh, well, we can talk about that later, but it's like the best game that it's just really about motor skills and It's out
Yeah,
there. But
I loved that, but I never had it. We should do that at your happy hour. Favorite, best, or future costume idea for Halloween? I feel like I've seen you in so many great outfits. I just haven't about Halloween. Like, have you had a favorite?
I want to be Slash from Guns N' Roses, the guitarist, because my hair is naturally like his texture. And I feel like I could pull that off. Like it's just like a leather jacket, a graphic tee, maybe
Yeah.
some leather pants. But I always thought like that would be a great Halloween costume for me.
Oh,
And we're
that's
like the same complexion. So
fun. You should do it. I'll be looking out. Okay, what's a fashion style you never get sick of?
I feel like there's two. I love like a good pantsuit. I'm not a big dress person. So I always feel my best if I have like a new blazer or like a really structured pair of trouser pants. Like I just feel really powerful, even if I'm wearing them with sneakers. I just love mixing masculine and feminine. And I don't know, it's just really empowering when I wear the two, or I wear a more masculine forward outfit because it's just kind of like a juxtaposition of I don't know.
Yeah.
But you sure?
Um, what are you currently watching? Anything good?
I just finished Daisy Jones and the Six. It's on Amazon Prime and it's based off a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. But if you're into like 70s rock and roll or that time period, it's kind of like that. Follows this band during this time. It's all fictional, but I really enjoyed it.
Are you reading anything or looking to read something soon?
I just finished Mame. Um, I think that was on Book of the Month, and I thought it was really good. And I want to start reading Court of Thorns and Roses, I think, by Sarah J. Maas. I heard it's really good. It has like a cult following, but I'm dipping my toe in the fantasy realm right now.
That's so fun to read. Nice. Do you have a favorite artist that's dead and then a favorite artist that's alive?
I would say one that's dead, Frank Sinatra. I love Frank Sinatra, and that's now my son's favorite artist. And he just realized that he wasn't alive anymore. It was really sad.
Oh, really?
But we listened to a lot of Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, a lot from like 50s, 60s era. I would say favorite that's alive. I really love Elton John and like the contributions he's made to music and style. So I would probably say him or Beyonce. I'm seeing her in August. They're both iconic.
Yeah.
I
Benny
love
and the Jets was just on this morning. Benny and the Jets. I was like, oh my gosh, the kids had no, like, I'm like, this is so, so old. And it's still so good.
yeah, but it still gets you up and going. Like you get
Yeah.
excited when you hear an Elton John song, and I love that. It just feels timeless with his music.
Okay. What about now? Like, is there a current song, like a song you love listening to right now?
All Up in Your Mind by Beyonce off her Renaissance album.
Okay. Yeah.
I love it. It's like a little techno, which I don't listen to much of, but I was like, it also feels like R&B. So I
Yeah.
really enjoy that. And it gets me hyped, the whole album,
That
honestly.
whole album is so hype. Yeah. Yeah. And what's your workout of choice?
Swimming. I actually just learned how to swim like a year and a half ago, and I
Nice.
love it. I wish I learned earlier.
That's a great form of exercise. Not a lot of, I don't hear it as much. That's great. It's a sport you'd play with your coworkers. Like, what's your sport of choice for groups?
They're an athletic bunch. A lot of people in
Oh,
Minneapolis are so athletic and resourceful. So probably something low energy for me, like badminton, because I don't think I could keep up. They run marathons for their hobbies, and I
oh,
get winded up the stairs. So probably badminton or
no
something.
running for you. Okay, so card game of choice. I'm really trying to play more card games. I need some ideas.
Oh, exploding kittens. Have you ever?
That's a card game?
Yes, no kittens are harmed in the game, but it's kind of like a Russian roulette.
Writing that
It's so
down.
fun. I think it's only like 12 or so dollars. And you can get a two-player version. I have both because it's just me and my son most of the time. But it's so fun. It's like different cards can do different things to defeat your opponent. But there's like little kitten drawings. But I like it. It's
Oh,
fun. It's very
so
like fast-paced too.
do you have a favorite like website or app to be on besides like maybe, the general?
It's called Likewise. So if there's a show or movie or book that you like, you type it in, and then it has suggestions for things that
Oh,
are similar. And then it's like user generated, so people are putting their reviews and their suggestions, and they kind of compile it that way. And then in the beginning, you put what kind of books and movies that you're into, so it'll show you suggestions before you type in like a specific book
oh,
or.
okay. Cool.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is interesting.
That is nice. I like those handy little tools. Sometimes just like the simplest little apps. What's a small business everyone should shop?
There's one in Georgia, but they have a website I checked before. It's called Personify, and it has
Hmm.
all these eclectic things. Like they have home goods, they have clips, they have clothes, they have art, and it just is so unique. And every time I go in there, there's something new and funky, and a lot of it is locally made by local artists. And I just love that. And there's a lot of free people stuff too. So if you want something that's a little bit more familiar, they have that, but a lot of art. So I
Okay, I
like
gotta add another question, like what's your favorite item in your house? I feel like I've had that before in these because you said living room, because mine's the same. It's like you spend time at these, unique stores getting
that.
your things. And do you have a
Well,
favorite item?
I'm a big knick-knack person and I'm trying to get better at it. I have like a lot of weird like Harry Potter stuff that I get as gifts a lot. But when I went to Scotland too, I got these arts of like little thatch roof houses made out of pottery, like they're pottery little houses. Like I love quirky things, like anything that just feels eclectic or like
Yeah.
cool in the moment. I'll get it and put it in my house and try to make it fit somewhere.
Oh, I love it. Yes, I think I might need to solicit some photos after this, like to go
Yeah.
to your living room. If you had like a different career, what might that have been just based on like who you were when you were a kid or I don't know, anything
When
else?
I went to college, I really wanted to major in history. I wanted to be a historian researcher. And I even applied for a grant and got accepted, but I was like, I'm poor and I need money. So I majored in business instead. And that's something I really regret because now I'm not even in marketing. I'm in tech. So I wish I would have just majored in history and been happy with that. So maybe I'll do that later in life. I don't know.
Yeah,
Go
you never
back.
know. It's the next question. If you started a side hustle, what would it be? Or maybe it's not to do with his.
I feel like side hustle wise, maybe an influencer. I feel like that's so fascinating. Before I came into UX, I did social media management. And then I also helped my sister too with her account. And now she has over like 600,000 followers. So I just find the analytical part of that so interesting. Or maybe like a children's book author. I don't know. It's so random.
I can see it. I can see it. Okay,
Oh,
what,
thank you.
what if you were gonna go on your TikTok and talk about your best achievements so far in your career or just in your life in general? What do you want to brag about?
Yeah, I feel like my health has been such a wild ride. And I kind of try to diminish it and not think about it too much. But when I think of it out loud and the things I've kind of overcome and still feel really strong and motivated and optimistic, that I don't know. I've been trying to give myself more credit for that, I would say.
You're releasing your 2023 album. What's the name of it? What's your like word for this year? Your theme?
Mhm. I would say if I was doing like a musical album, maybe it'll be fearless, but then that's Taylor Swift did that. So maybe I'll have to work on that one. But yeah, I also turned 30 this year, so I'm trying just to do everything that I was kind of scared to do in my 20s, whether it's like post a video on TikTok or trying a new place or I did a solo trip for my birthday. So I'm just trying to do little things that I was kind of too scared to do and it's been good so far trying to get out of my comfort zone. So yeah, maybe like fearless would be.
Talking about Adele before and each of her albums,
Yeah.
what how old she was. So 30, fearless. I'm feeling it. I love it.
Yeah. Or I was saying a lot on my birthday. I was like, I'm 30, flirty, I'm thriving.
Yes, there you go. I love it.
All the things.
That is the title. Okay. What's opened your eyes the most about technology and the way that we design our world and like I'm curious if these moments when you're in the hospital and having to be with your son, away from your son, or anything physically, how has it like challenged you and like made you think about design and technology different?
That's a really good question. I feel like the biggest thing